Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Zelda Mailbag 93. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. You may know me as Cap Bergerson, and I'm joined today. There's a Game Over Jesse. Say hi.
Hello.
Oh, and Hailey and Luke is here as well. So say hello.
Hello.
And Kevy is also here. Don't say hi. No, you say hello.
Aloha.
Hello. Oh, I gave you one direction.
And I went the other way.
I gave you one thing to say. Anyways, guys, this is the Zelda Mailbag, where we answer your Zelda-related questions, and also other questions. It doesn't have to be Zelda questions, but usually it's Zelda questions, which is why it's the Zelda Mailbag. But it's okay if it's not Zelda questions. But you can submit your questions to us through many forms of things, such as Twitter or Facebook on the Highland Gamescast Facebook page. Probably the best way is through the Game Over Jesse and Friends Discord server. We do have a whole channel on that server dedicated to the Zelda Mailbag, but we do sometimes get a lot of questions and we cannot always answer all of them. So if you want to make sure to guarantee your question gets answered, you can sign up to Mr. Game Over Jesse's patreon.com/GameOverJesse. You can join the likes of these fine folks like Chico, Witch, Manboy Cave, David, Monica, Bath, Bootleg Boy SP, Ranjamin, Derek, Shadow Twist, Jonah, Rusty, BKRS7, Jacob, Lovable Christie, Mandy Lee Plays, Thorn and Prince, Lily, the dog, good dog, Amanda, Gus, Alan, Legend of Rage, Blargnar, the Enix Freak, Larulian Sheep, and Lunarium. Thank you guys for your support. That really helps the podcast out. And why don't we? Do we have our first question queued up?
A really quick question. That's not a question, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it because it pertains to everything. Jorge says, "Why did you torture us by not hosting a Gamescast all these past week?" We just got a super chat. I'll get to in just a second. Why did you torture us by not hosting a Gamescast all these past weeks, Jesse? That's my question. Where's my week starting content? I apologize for that. The way that it typically works is I will have my daughter for half of the week, and then her mother and her grandmother will get her for the other half. And I'll basically do nothing except spend time with my daughter when she's here for half the week. And then when she's gone, I'll try to cram in as much stuff as I can. That's usually when the podcast happens and I write scripts and everything. But I had her for basically an entire month. And whenever I go to type on the laptop or do anything, she wants to do everything with me. So we tried having a podcast with a Patreon supporter and with Chiblima. And that did not go very well because Layla came in here and wanted to join, but she didn't want to join with me. She just wanted to play around on the computer and press all the LED buttons and stuff. So we weren't able to do that. So we just delayed it until we were able to. And we were going to have one last night, but then some stuff came up. We weren't able to, and now we're finally having it. And we have a Patreon supporter, Candy Sweets, who asks a question. But we also have the Manboy Cave, who asks a question. Daniel, would you like to take the question from Manboy Cave?
Yes.
And then we have, after him, Candy, who's a Patreon supporter, asked a question. So those will be the first two.
All right, well, I'll start with the Manboy Cave. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Manboy Cave asked, which Zelda character do you want to see get their own amiibo? And welcome back, guys.
Skull Kid.
Ooh, Skull Kid amiibo. I think they were
or Beetle.
planning on having a Skull Kid amiibo, and then they just released it as that figurine instead.
Yeah, because Aonuma said that he had no idea. They didn't want to just put one amiibo in Majora's Mask and have one amiibo do something and none of the others do anything. And they had a similar problem with Wind Waker, but by the time they got around to Twilight Princess, they had figured out how to implement amiibo functionality into Zelda games. But with Wind Waker and specifically Majora's Mask 3D, they wanted to implement amiibo functionality. They even created a Skull Kid amiibo. Like, there are Skull Kid amiibos that, like, if you are really high up at Nintendo, you probably have one. They just didn't make them as amiibos. Instead, they just made them as standalone statues. So the statue that would come with Majora's Mask 3D that was originally meant to be an amiibo, but they had no idea what functionality to give it in the game, so they didn't release it as an amiibo. But Aonuma loved the design so much that they just did the thing, and they did something similar with the big old Ganondorf amiibo thing with Wind Waker HD.
Big old Ganondorf.
Yeah, because he's the big
Love it.
Ganondorf. He's my favorite Ganondorf.
Third best Ganondorf for me,
but
personally.
what about you
He's
guys?
a thick
What
Ganondorf.
what character would you guys like? Mine is Beetle or Skullkid.
I thought you wanted a Loftwing amiibo.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Only if it summons Loftwings in Breath of the Wild or Breath of the Wild 2. then I
Bro,
would
that'd be
like a
so
Loftwing
cool.
That'd be nuts.
No,
That would
no,
be
because
nuts.
everyone says
that'd
it.
be
Everyone
so
says it would
cool.
ruin the game. It would ruin the exploration. All those.
No, it
Post
wouldn't.
game.
I
Just
know.
make it post game.
Because the people that say that.
Are you kidding me?
No, the people that say that. Like, I get a bunch of comments from people whenever I mention a Loftwing in Breath of the Wild. And they're like, that would completely ruin the exploration. That would take all the fun out of it. And I'm like, you can literally warp anywhere you want in the game. You get a motorcycle. You can drive anywhere in the game. If those don't ruin exploration, a Loftwing won't. Because with the Loftwing, they can have it set to where, like, it's an end of the game prize, like the motorcycle. Or like Epona in Ocarina of Time. She wouldn't, like, try to cross the bridge or whatever because it was scary. Or whatever. To go into Hyrule Castle. Or at least that's the reason that they would give.
Dude, that'd be so cool because you could like fly around in the sky. You could see like all the beautiful sky view of the
Yeah.
fields and stuff. Oh my gosh!
But then
that'd be so
I would also get
cool.
people. I also get people that comment, "We get that. Didn't you play the Divine Beast where you're flying on the Rito bird dude?"
Oh, Tebow,
Tebow,
whatever. his
yeah.
name is.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
the same thing.
yeah, and I'm like, that's like on rails. Like you can't choose where you go. That's like playing Star Fox or Pokemon
Yeah,
Snap.
you can't
like it's on
land
rails.
anywhere. If you
Yeah.
try and land, you'll just like die basically and have to restart.
So it's like these people that don't have common sense are just like, it'll ruin the game or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you get a motorcycle. If a motorcycle doesn't ruin the game, a Loftwing won't.
Yeah. Plus, all you need to do is drive a motorcycle off a cliff and jump, and then pull out your paraglider.
And
already.
Yeah.
Flying already.
But with you guys, what's your amiibo?
Oh, see, I'm torn between two of them. I would love to have either because I know we have like the Young Link amiibo for both Smash Brothers and for the Zelda Young Link amiibo. But I would really thank you, Daniel, for showcasing all of your amiibo that I really wish that I had right now. But
Yes.
I am torn between having an actual Fierce Deity amiibo, you know, with the sword, like in the whole. That's a lot of amiibo.
All right, I will be back in just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, I'll miss you.
Continue without me, my children.
But I would love to have either a Ganondorf amiibo, specifically an Ocarina of Time Ganondorf amiibo, or a Fierce Deity amiibo. I think both of those would be very, very cool. Especially because the only Ganondorf amiibo that we have is the Twilight Princess version of Ganondorf from Smash Wii U, and I'm sorry, but old man Ganondorf, it just does not fit for me in Smash Brothers. Just give me Ultimate Ganondorf, and I am set. So
There you go. There you go. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't think there's any Ganondorf amiibos for like the Zelda series of amiibos.
No.
yeah, it's
Like-
literally just Smash Brothers.
Yeah, there's just a Smash Brothers Ganondorf amiibo. So I think it'd be really cool to have one for the Zelda series. But if we're talking not Ganondorf, if we're gonna count the Smash Bros one, then I would say I'd love to see a Vaati amiibo.
Ooh, that'd actually be kind of cool. I'd like that.
That'd be really cool. I think he's such a great villain. I think, and he's not used enough. I would love to see a 3D Zelda game with Vaati in it.
Okay,
Very
so
cool.
I got a quick divergence. I got a quick question about Vaati. Was it ever confirmed that Vaati is part of the Demise's hatred reincarnation thingy, or was that just a Ganondorf thing?
That's just a Ganondorf thing, I think.
Because Vaati was just a minish, just a little minish that just wanted more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there were some Zelda games like it kind of didn't make sense as to why Link and Zelda came back, but not Ganon or Ganondorf. Because you had Minish Cap. Vaati was the main villain, and Demise would say a reincarnation of my hatred of Mouse would forever follow your kind. So if Vaati's not Demise, then what is?
I mean,
I've always just been kind of confused on that.
Yeah, I mean, my point is it's not confirmed, but
okay.
You could make the point. You could make the argument for sure. Yeah, with a lot of them, like you could even say, Vaati, maybe Bellum and Malladus and all these other villains are.
I can see Vaati being partially like filled with some of Demise's hatred, but he's not a part of the Demise reincarnation, because a part of that quote that you kind of left out is like, he says, I'll reincarnate those like you with the blood of the hero or the spirit of the hero and the blood of the goddess or something like that. So that doesn't really tie in with the Minish.
I don't know the whole quote myself, because guess what? Never finished Skyward Sword. I don't have it, so I am a fake Zelda fan. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good. A lot of people hate that game.
I really want to get it for my Wii U before the eShop goes down, but I need $20.
Someone get this man $20.
Give me $20. I'm kidding. Don't give me money.
Buy $20, and I shall buy this game.
Oof.
Get me this game so I can have a mannequin robot spirit thing tell me my batteries are low, even though I just changed them.
I just changed them. It's so funny. Like in Skyward Sword, with the battery notification, there's like 3 things that tell you your batteries are low.
Oh, it's too much.
Like
Wind Waker HD had it perfect. Just a little icon that comes.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. That's all you need. But anyways, as far as amiibo, Zelda characters that need an amiibo, so many. There's so I don't even know where to start, because they have like 200 ideas basically.
Yeah, Daniel.
So we're just gonna like lightning round. Just like I'm just the amiibo king here.
Yeah, I mean, look at his back wall. Like decisions, my boys.
So we've got all these classic Link amiibos. We have no 16-bit A Link to the Past Link amiibo. We go right from Zelda 1 Link to Ocarina of Time, and we just skip over A Link to the Past Link, who is featured in 4 Zelda games and doesn't get his own amiibo.
Is it 4? I thought they changed the timeline a little bit. I don't know. I haven't looked at the timeline in I don't know how many years. So
if they move the Oracle games, and there's nothing to say that that's not still the same Link, because when moving either way, it's still those 4 games in a row. It's just that they just tweaked which side Link's Awakening is on. Thankfully, though, the Link's Awakening amiibo is coming out, so that kind of does like quench my thirst on that side a bit. Already mentioned Loftwing amiibo, another Zelda amiibo, because we have Toon Zelda and Twilight Princess Zelda and Breath of the Wild Zelda, and that's it. And there's so many other Zeldas.
Now that they have
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Now that they have the Link Between Worlds / Link to the Past Zelda and Smash Brothers, I would really like to see an amiibo of that design. I think that'd be sick. And they might as well. They already did it for Young Link. They might as well do it for the rest of the Smash Zelda characters that got redesigns.
Here's the thing too: is like Cloud and Bayonetta get alt amiibos.
They get like Player 2 amiibos.
Link doesn't. I'm just saying. We have a new Smash Link and Ganondorf amiibo. Please, thanks.
Give us the Beast Ganondorf amiibo too.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Beast Ganondorf. Yeah.
I mean, now that they kind of confirmed that they're going to be working on Smash Brothers DLC for a while, they're going to keep on pumping out amiibos. That's just how it is for Smash Brothers. So if they're pumping out all these DLC amiibos, I think, well, let's go back and let's take these characters who got redesigns, like Ike, Link, Zelda, Ganondorf, all these characters that got redesigns in Smash Ultimate, let's give them amiibo while we're doing these new DLC amiibo.
Because you know we'd buy it again.
Yeah, like I'm gonna buy like 5 Joker amiibos when they come out. So
there we go. Impa, I would get an Impa one. Like I really like the Hyrule Warriors design for Impa.
Me too.
We have a Toon Zelda. Where's Tetra? There's another amiibo you could have. There's so many. I could just keep going. There's so many. I want all of them.
Has everyone already answered?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question comes from Patreon supporter Candy Sweets, who asked, "For all of you, what is your favorite Zelda game, and why? And what is your least favorite Zelda game, and why?" Least
You're gonna make me
favorite for
choose.
Phantom Hourglass, because of no traditional controls. I don't know if I dreamed this, or if I'm from some alternative universe where this actually happened, and then I swapped over to this one because I can't find anything about it online when I go and look. But when I was playing Phantom Hourglass, you have to keep going back to that same dungeon over and over again.
You do.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn I bombed a wall or I did something and there was a sign that you could read on the wall or something on one of them. And I remember reading it, and it's like it broke the fourth wall and said something about like, I wish we would have used traditional controls or something like that on this game. Or like this would be a lot better with traditional controls or something
This
like
actually
that.
does sound familiar, but I don't think it. Yeah, but I don't remember exactly what it is. But this sounds. It's been a few years since I played Phantom Hourglass.
It was a
Because every time I
sign.
start playing that game, I feel like I'd rather play Spirit Tracks instead.
It was a sign in the game in the Temple of the Ocean King that broke the fourth wall, mentioning traditional controls. And I remember it, but I cannot find it online. Matt Fry says Tetra equals Zelda. We have a video on Daniel's series that talks about that with a bunch of proof, and then it has a bunch of comments from people with no common sense saying that Tetra is different than Zelda, but then we have the games and the people that made the games and the characters inside the game calling Tetra Zelda. There's a scene where Tetra calls herself Princess Zelda as she is dressed as Princess Zelda, and then her father or grandfather or great-grandfather, whatever, the king, calls her Princess Zelda. The boat, who's kind of the same dude, calls her Princess Zelda. The evil man who wants to kill her, Ganondorf, calls her Princess Zelda. So
I literally just view Tetra as the Wind Waker Sheik.
Just it's like saying
Kind of, yeah.
Mind is not King of Hyrule. It's just the alter ego. Sheik is Zelda, Tetra is Zelda. So when I said we have a Toon Zelda but not a Tetra, technically we do because Tetra is Zelda. But what I was just saying is like I would like a amiibo that has Tetra as Tetra, like in her pirate clothes, that kind of thing. To clarify my comment earlier, I know Tetra is Zelda. Don't worry, guys, in the comments here. Don't roast me. But
no, go watch the video that Daniel and I did called Gaming Myths and Misconceptions on Zelda.
Myths and Misconceptions.
Yeah. See, you commented that after I posted the video, and it made me think that I misspelled in the title.
No,
so I went to double check, and I'm like, what's going on? And it broke my brain. But anyways.
It's because, when we were recording it, I had a bunch of I'm surprised you didn't get it, because editing video, I had a bunch of outtakes where I messed up saying myths and misconceptions, because I kept jumbling it. But yes, the question was about, was it favorite and least favorite Zelda game?
Yeah, least favorite for me was Phantom Hourglass. Favorite, at the moment, the way I view this is if I had someone here playing it with me, I would say Majora's Mask. Because imagine playing it with someone. Imagine playing Majora's Mask with someone who hasn't played Majora's Mask yet, or at least not all of it. And especially the 3D 3D version where they change around some of the side quests and where certain things are. So, we all have a $10.90 in rubles. I don't know what the R is. An unpopular opinion you have about the series. So we'll answer that one next.
We also already have one of Gus Lass's questions in the
nice.
Google Doc. I put a bunch of questions in the Google Doc that we hadn't updated yet as well, by the way. So,
but I would say Majora's Mask because, like, at the moment, I have a bunch of the quests memorized because my little brother calls me all the time and asks for, like, hints and tips and stuff in Majora's Mask, and he recently played through and beat it, so I still have all of it kind of memorized. But I think it would be really fun playing it with another Zelda fan who hasn't gone through and done all of that stuff. And, like, you and that person figuring out, like, where you need to be at what time, exactly what you need to do, and, like, the trial and error of getting all of the side quests right and doing it all on time. So that would be my favorite at this moment. But from the rest of you, favorite and least favorite, and why?
Who first, Jesse?
I did go first.
He just went.
Yeah.
Which one of us?
Tevi, because he's the most beautifulest.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
I mean, yes.
Guys, come on.
Also, what headphones are you using?
What?
What headphones are you using?
Logitech.
Cool. I was going to buy a headset, but then I emailed the company and they sent me a headset. So that stopped me from buying one. But I was wanting to buy one because I got tired of having the microphone and the headphones and everything. So then I got the idea of, instead of buying a headset that's really expensive to get a crappy mic, I kept the headphones that I have and bought a lapel mic so that I could just, like, clip it onto the wire. And then you have a really good but really cheap microphone at the same time that, like, you have the headphone that you already have. So that was my idea for it, and I think it works kind of well.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because I watched like 100 reviews for headsets, and I couldn't find the one that I wanted because I have a huge head. So, but anyways, continue. I just like to know the headphones everyone uses.
Okay. So, I'm going to start with my favorite one just because that's kind of the easiest for me to kind of pick. My favorite...
Can I guess?
Yeah, please guess.
Okay. The Legend of Zelda, the animated series, the game.
I was gonna say.
Wait,
yeah.
Does that actually?
Jungle Beat.
My favorite Zelda game is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
We're kidding. That doesn't count. It's not a Zelda game. It's Link's crossbow training.
No, I brought that up because my friends in Zelda Universe recently interviewed the actress who played Zelda in the old cartoon.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Okay.
But we interviewed the real Zelda, so.
That's great.
Oh my.
Man.
But your actual answer.
Actual answer. Lately I've been bouncing back and forth between Majora's Mask and Breath of the Wild.
That'll give you heartburn.
Yeah.
You're bouncing.
Yeah.
Because acid reflex, it gets your stomach acids up to your chest. Never mind. It's a bad joke. I'll leave.
I just need to kind of like.
He took his headphones off.
Just come back.
He's so ashamed. He's so ashamed.
Back.
He's back.
Man. But I've been bouncing back between Breath of the Wild and Majora's Mask. I think at some point I need to just sit down, play both games back to back, and then just kind of give my thoughts on it. So it's either Majora's Mask or Breath of the Wild, depends on what pants I'm wearing.
What if you're wearing no pants?
I was just gonna ask the same question.
How do we know you're wearing pants right now?
How
No comment.
How do we know any of us are wearing pants?
Yeah, how do we know that any of us are wearing pants?
I'm wearing shorts, actually.
Lying.
No pants
fraud.
confirmed.
He's a fraud. He's wearing shorts.
Oh dear.
Well, I'd have to say
Guys,
for
one super chat will get those shorts off. I'm kidding. Not that kind of stream. Sorry. I'm sorry, Tevin. Please tell us your answer. Please.
I'd have to say my least favorite is and this is one of the games that I really want to remake for, is Zelda 2. Zelda 2 on the NES. I can play Zelda 1. I haven't beaten it, but I can play Zelda 1. I can't play Zelda 2. I don't like the controls. I think that the game is too non-linear for its own good. I would have liked a little bit more direction in it.
Okay.
I don't hate the concept for that kind of Zelda game. I just think it could have been done a lot better. So as of now, it is my least favorite Zelda game, at least until I finally tried the CDI games, which I have
Indie
not.
creates the developing. It's like an indie developing studio. Indie creates. I think they're the people that made the Mega Man games. They
like Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10, or Mega Man 11.
No, like it was the guy used to make Mega Man.
And 𝐾𝐨𝐮𝐓𝐿, they did Mighty Number 9, right?
I think so. He mentioned that he wants to make his own, like he would like to make Zelda 2, and if I'm thinking right, he's also the guy that made the Capcom Zelda games. But I might have him confused with
Inti Creates, I just googled
the people that made
informed by ex-Capcom staff, best known for developing Mega Man series, namely Mega Man 0, Mega Man ZX, and their flagship Azure Striker Gunvolt and Galgun.
There was an interview where they asked him if they could remake any game or work on any game. He said that he would love to remake Zelda 2. So
yeah,
and I would like to see it done similar to like the art style of because it has top-down perspective when you're in the overworld. So when it's top-down like that, have it look like A Link Between Worlds or something, and then when it goes 2D, have it look like Metroid: Samus Returns or like a new Super Mario Bros. Game where it's like a 3D character model, but it's like side view 2D. That way it switches between like the top down when you're outside, and then when you're inside, it's the normal 2D. I think that would be really cool because there's never been a Zelda game like that since.
But I think it should have better real-time combat. That's not just crouching.
Yeah.
Or jump crouching, which is...
The final battle against Dark Link is just... That's the game. That's the entire game right there. I'm just going to stand in this corner, crouch, and bust his kneecaps.
That's how I win real fights in real life.
you just hide in the corner and start smacking somebody's knees.
Yeah.
Just pumping.
It works every time.
So what's the next one? Your favorite game? Right. Or did you already answer that?
You already did.
I already answered it.
Okay. Daniel, did you? Did you go, Daniel?
I did not.
I don't think Daniel's gone yet.
No. So this is a hard question. Every time we get asked, we have to answer. Previously on the 𝐓𝐼𝐬 Games cast, I had answered this question, the same question that we'd been asked previously, saying my least favorite was Phantom Hourglass. And the reason being not even that it was a game I disliked, just a game I liked less than the other ones. But mulling it over again and having gone through a bunch of Zelda games on stream, on my Twitch channel, which I'll shamelessly plug, twitch.tv/CapBergerson, I think I have to say Zelda 2 as well. And there's so much stuff in there that I really like in that game. But there's also floating laser dog heads that come at you from both sides, and I get so mad about it. It's the only Zelda game to actually make me angry, and I don't remember getting that angry about it, like playing it years ago and stuff like that. I remember like it was hard and I'd have a big win. And the thing is, there are parts of it that are hard, but then you win and you're like, yes, it's good. And then there's floating laser dog heads that come at you from both and shoot at you, and then there's just weird designs like that are just like just bad design, because not because it's hard. I don't mind a game that's hard, but if you're being shot at from both front and backwards, you cannot use your shield in both directions at the same time. And there are weird design choices like that where it's like, okay, this thing is impossible to avoid. I just have to take the hit. And there's a lot of that, and a lot more than I remembered there being. So I hate to sound so like the stereotypical Zelda 2 sucks, because it doesn't. I think there's a lot of good stuff in that game, and I remember vehemently defending it for many years, but replaying it recently, I just can't see myself willfully going back to it for any reason other than streaming it for some reason, because people like to watch me be in pain on stream. So as far as favorite goes, though, that one is a really tough one, but I think at the moment I'm just going to say Breath of the Wild, because I just cannot get bored of it.
Okay.
And ever. It's beautiful. It's bueno. Anyways, That's all I got to say about that. Luke, away.
Yeah, what is yours, Luke?
Away.
All right.
Glucose away.
Glucose away. Hey.
It's like, I'd say that just like smash a glass. It's like instead of Opa. Glucose. Anyways, so.
Glucose. Okay. My favorite game, I'm kind of bouncing between Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time. And yes, it is because of randomizers, but I just really love the gameplay of those games, and the stories for those games are super good. Mm-hmm. So, but if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Wind Waker over Ocarina of Time, just because I have like slightly more nostalgia for it, so I'm going to be a little biased about that.
You can't be biased when it's your favorite game. Wait, they didn't say
exactly.
What's the best game objectively, without feelings considered? They said, what's your favorite? So nostalgia is okay to factor in.
Okay. For my least favorite, though, I am definitely going with Triforce Heroes. Definitely.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Maybe I should have said Triforce Heroes, because at least I could finish Zelda 2, and I just put down Triforce Heroes
so much. Like, I don't hate it furiously to an infinite wisdom of demise. Okay. But I've had a super bad experience with the game overall, just because of trolls. I hate how for this multiplayer Zelda game, everyone shares health. I don't like how they made the single player experience almost impossible to play, because they're trying to enforce that multiplayer experience, you know? Mm-hmm. And I like the costume idea, but the story was terrible. I hated there was like no exploration. It was a mission-based thing instead of being like this exploration game. And it was just terrible. Like, the entire reason that game even exists is because Nintendo was testing to see if people would like seeing Link wearing different outfits that had like effects on him and shit like that. Sorry for cussing. I didn't mean to. The freaking I just don't like that game. It's terrible. And yet I'm going to be streaming it with some people tomorrow, just so that people can watch me freak out.
But I mean, I feel like the unfortunate thing about Triforce Heroes is that in order to enjoy it, you have to play with your friends. You can't play with random people.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play with your friends, because single player is not good. And that's the reason.
Single player's hard just because it's single player in a game that is designed for multiplayer.
Yeah. But here's the weird thing. This is what I don't understand. Nintendo got multiplayer right like 11 years before Triforce Heroes with Four Swords Adventures. Four Swords Adventures is like a beautiful like example, in my opinion, of how multiplayer Zelda can work, because everyone has their own screen for when they do certain things. Everyone has their own health. Everyone gets their own items. Everyone does their own thing, and you work together. And if you want to hurt each other, you can. But like, it's not like recommended. That's for the battle mode. But it's just, they did it so well in Four Swords Adventures, which came out 11 years before Triforce Heroes. And then for Triforce Heroes, they were like, let's do it like this. And it sucked. And I don't understand. I don't get it. And it makes me want to have like a remake of Triforce Heroes or something with better multiplayer. Just like fix the stuff that they messed up.
Some good news.
Ooh.
The next Breath of the Wild game is likely going to be multiplayer. So
Please. I really want it to have multiplayer.
and I
Please,
I hope
believe
it's optional though.
yeah, I believe you completely in what you were saying, though, Luke, about... I think Triforce Heroes was literally just a big test that we were all a part of and didn't get paid for. Because I think... Because before it came out, Aonuma said that he wanted to make Zelda Wii U, which became Breath of the Wild, not a single-player game. And then Triforce Heroes released. It got poor reception, and suddenly all the multiplayer stuff for Breath of the Wild just kind of vanished into thin air.
It is very much not a multiplayer game.
Yeah. The only thing
Yeah.
that I can think of that would be multiplayer in it is instead of a computer controlling Wolf Link, if a second player could have controlled Wolf Link. And I think that was an idea that they wanted to have. But I also think, like what you said, with all of the clothes giving different abilities and stuff, obviously that was a brand new concept that some people did like. So in Breath of the Wild, they did the same thing and gave you a bunch of different costumes that gave you a bunch of different effects. And yeah. Which is basically Majora's Mask. Because like you get the mask, like the bomb mask, you can blow yourself up or whatever. So it's all
Wait a
whatever.
minute.
Yeah, because the bomb mask and Majora's Mask, it's
So
like there's outfits in Triforce Heroes, like you get one outfit and it lets you use bombs, which is basically the bomb mask.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask is basically the stone mask in Majora's Mask.
But the weird, it always boggles my mind how the bomb mask in Majora's Mask, you can use the shield to prevent Link from taking damage while using it.
I think
But
that's
Link
just
holds the shield in front of his face, which is the part that explodes. So
I think it's extra programming that they didn't want to do.
Probably.
To where like when you
It's
use the
funny.
bomb mask,
Yeah.
it probably just used the same effect as a normal
Having a
bomb.
bomb right in front
Yeah.
of you. Yeah.
And they didn't want
Yeah.
to take the time to reprogram it to have it different.
Because they
so
didn't have the time. they
just-
had no time.
Yeah.
They had like what, a year, 6 months?
Something like that.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just for the bomb mask. The hitbox for the bomb is like placed like right in front of where the shield defends. So that's why you can shield in front of the
Oh yeah.
thing.
Well, like
You'll
from
get it.
a game mechanics standpoint, I get it, but from like a looking at Link while he's doing it standpoint, it makes no sense.
Well, yeah, like logically, it's like, what the heck?
Like, what?
Yeah.
The explosion happens here.
So everyone's answered that question?
Yes.
All right.
I
So
believe so.
Gus Laz, a Patreon supporter, also donated $10.90 in ruples or rupin. I don't know what the R is. But Luke, would you like
Rupees.
to take that question?
Sure.
As a super chat
Yeah.
for
Gus
10.
Laz said,
Luke.
Luke.
I think he's dead.
Can you find
Use
it?
the Force.
hello?
Do you want me to read it?
Hello?
Hello.
Can you
back.
guys hear me?
He's
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, I already wrote the question, but I guess I
read
just
it again.
It cut out. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, my internet's being really weird right now.
Also, everyone in the chat, we're only going to be answering one more question. So, unless you're a Patreon supporter, to guarantee your question gets read, you can do a super chat. But if you're a Patreon supporter, you don't have to do a super chat. So, just letting you know, there's one question left after Luke answers this
After
one.
the Luke question.
So, come on, Luke.
All right.
Gluke us with this.